Hi, I'm Steve.
I'm Ellen.
And I'm Julie.
And you're watching
Word of Mouth.
If it were done when 'tis done, then 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with his surcease success, that but this blow might be the be-all and the end-all here, but here upon this bank and shoal of time, we jump the life to come.
Today we saw the Scottish play, Macbeth.
I saw Macbeth, although I don't think I'm supposed to say the name of the show.
It's been quite a while since I taught Macbeth. And in fact, when the play first began, I thought, should have looked at my notes from years ago just to remind myself, because I've been distant from the plot for so long, but it comes back.
I remembered that, certain things about it, like I knew that he, finds the witches and that they tell him that he's going to be king, and then his wife gets excited and she encourages him to, facilitate that process. And then I know that he goes back and that she goes crazy, and that's about all I remembered. When
Reviewing a Shakespearean play, you're really not reviewing the play, you're reviewing the production. Because let's face it, better people than I have critiqued Shakespeare. His work stands for itself.
This particular show takes place in a time which is unknown, in a place which is unknown, but the dialogue is all Shakespeare. It's a modernized version of the original.
It's a complete horror play, very dark, very creepy, and the three women who play the witches, who are traditional, they're supposed to be hags and whatnot, but they were these sort of really creepy, institutionalized marms with their nurse hats and their evil stares, and it was awesome.
I found it initially very jarring. Visually it was almost an assault as well as orally. But as I went further and further into the play, I became kind of drawn into this interpretation, and by the end found it to be highly effective.
And they use projection on the back to help you realize that you're in different places, and when people start dying, people start going insane, you start to see a lot of stuff on the background.
The filming in the back, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looked like it was the Soviet Union during Stalin's time. Was that what we were watching there? Which kind of reinforced, Stalin's regime was probably one of the most totalitarian and evil of all times. And I think that was done to reinforce how truly maniacal the Macbeths were in their ambition to have power.
I'm not a Trekkie at all, and personally I feel great pity for Patrick Stewart, that once his name is mentioned, all anybody mentions is his role as, Jean-Luc somebody or another. Well, obviously I'm not a Trekkie, so I don't know the name, but he's a brilliant actor, absolutely brilliant actor.
He is one of the finest actors that I have ever seen. I don't pretend to understand the entire play. I'm not an expert on Shakespeare, but I can tell you it was a dazzling performance by him.
Kate Fleetwood, who plays Lady Macbeth, she was good. I thought she was really good. She definitely, you watched her sort of descent into madness quite well.
I think that Kate Fleetwood was just marvelous. She really subsumed that role into herself. She didn't seem to be performing a role. She seemed to be Lady Macbeth.
She's a lot younger than he is. I don't know how he managed. I would say he probably, I don't know how old Macbeth was in the original play, probably in his 40s or something like that, but Patrick Stewart's not in his 40s. He's a lot older than that. And she's got to be 20 years younger than him. So that was an interesting thing there. She was like a trophy wife for him.
I don't think I've typecast either role in terms of age, and it was insignificant to me that there, is a significant age difference between Patrick Stewart and Kate Fleetwood. He is certainly a very vigorous and youthful, whatever age he is, and it was insignificant to me.
Very, very powerful performances by both of them. It was a magnificently powerful show.
The cast is huge, and there's all these different people running around, and they're all speaking in Old English, and they're talking all over each other, and if things are happening, the speech is happening very fast, even though the play is taking a long time, that I was basically completely confused most of the time about what was happening, and I was relying heavily on what my knowledge was of the play and the plot. I had no idea what they were saying. I had no idea which character was who.
It's hard to follow when you're sitting reading it, let alone when it's flying by you with an English accent.
I would recommend it to people who are really familiar with the play Macbeth and who like horror. So if you have a Venn diagram where like that little sliver where it meets in the middle, I think, and maybe has a long attention span, because that's not me, so that little triangle where all those things intersect. If you don't know the play Macbeth, as cool as it is, I don't think you're going to really enjoy it as much.
Well, of course, I can recommend this play to former English teachers and their literate husbands. We both loved it, loved the play and its interpretation.
I think if you're in high school and you're studying Macbeth in English, this would be a perfect thing to see.
Someone who loves drama, who isn't going to think that the drama is undermined by the theatricality. It's somebody who can sit through a 3-hour play and handle the language. But for anyone who's able to do that, I think it's don't miss.
It's a very good change of pace from the standard Broadway fare.
Your constancy had left you unattended. Hearken will not get on your nightgown lest occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not lost so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not know myself. Break, Duncan, with thy knocking. I would thou couldst.